and it was a murder-suicide. My dad ended up being the person that came through, and I was really expecting it to be my mom that came through. And I was telling some of my friends about it, and I was like, what is my mom doing? But my dad is the one that has the unfinished business. So we were able to talk a little bit. I don't know. So there's some things that he and I will be working through and trying to move past. And I'm a Capricorn and I hold my grudges, and had come to an epiphany while I was driving to work the other day that maybe I'm standing in the way of my own healing because I am holding on to my grudges and all of that stuff. So I feel like I've kind of opened a whole can of worms that I may not have been quite ready for, but
it started that healing journey for you.
Yeah, it's interesting how this stuff happens. So
You're pointing the camera right at my crotch. I mean, I don't want to give you a show, but buy me dinner first.
So whenever he came through, what was really cool, guys, is that, like, I mean, he showed several situations that I could, address those situations, say, this is what I'm seeing, like this specific scenario happening. And I'm sorry if that's triggering for you, but I just want to let you know, this is what I'm seeing, what he's showing me. And then he took ownership over the abuse, and he took ownership over the murder. He took over ownership over the suicide. He took ownership over it all. And he apologized profusely, and he had us both bawling. So I'm already in tears. Like, I'm already welling up in tears thinking about it, but it was incredible. It was beautiful that he came through and took ownership and apologized and wants to redeem that. Even though he's on the other side now, he wants to redeem that relationship and to bring healing there. So it is pretty exciting that her and her son have gifts too. And so we were able to dive into that a little bit. So anyway, that's the mediumship that we were starting last week, and we're not able to finish on live, but we did do privately. So she wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you for sharing that as well. That's awesome.
I mean, in full disclosure, I mean, I work at a DV shelter now because I feel that's where I was drawn to. I have shared my mom's story multiple times. I've spoke it throughout in our community multiple times about my mom's story and everything, and just the effects after the fact, and raising DV awareness. And like, really I feel like my life's path right now is sharing that. And it was, let's see, she passed away in March. It was actually just a couple weeks ago that we hit the 5-month mark, or 5-year mark. And it was in November of that, the very first year that everything had happened, that Investigation Discovery had reached out, and they're like, we want to tell your mom's story. So there's actually a national thing that had happened with that. So I'm floating around on TV telling my mom's story too.
What?
So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
So that's why you said the comment. That's why you said the comment of, I looked and there's no way you could have known any of those things about me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what are you talking about? Of course I don't know anything. Like, you came live. I don't know you,
Yeah, no, I mean, you can Google my name, and like, there's news stories that pop up about it and everything, because the community that it happened in, it was a small, like, posh type community. And like, this was something that had never happened like that. Like, everybody's like rich from that community, and like, there's bored teenagers, and like, that's the like max of what happens in that community. So a DV situation resulting the way that it did, like, that was unheard of. So yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah. Big things.
Yeah. So you're already doing this. You've already been doing all of the speaking and things like that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Yep. Wow. Okay. Well, Mom's here today, by the way. She's been very impatiently waiting.
Oh my gosh.
Can we talk now?
Yes.
So excited. She wants to talk. So she's really, really proud of you. Okay, Kate, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So we're going to do a mediumship. You guys are going to get to listen in. She's going to be on video over here. I don't want to hold it that whole way, because then it's me going through screens and screens back and forth to try to connect with her. So I'm going to be here. Kate, whenever you give me your times, you know how to do the time, but because I'm over here talking and the comments are over there, put it in all caps for me. Yell at me. It's the only time I want you to yell at me, but yell at me. And then if I don't see it, of course, post it again, use some emojis to get my attention, and we'll be good to go. Okay. So you guys can converse all you want over there during this. All right. So Yes, mom's coming through big time. Was she a big flower person? She liked flowers a lot. She's showing me like big bloom flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she says that she's really, really proud of you. And the fact, so you see what you're doing here?
Yes.
You notice that I do that every time I talk to a spirit, every time a spirit comes through. Have you picked up on that yet? Or are you new enough to my page? You don't know yet.
I haven't noticed that. No.
You have that same tick happening, because that's what happens to me whenever a spirit comes through, which is why I always am looking for my chapstick, because my lips start to burn.
I just figured it was a nervous thing, or
No.
I'll play with my lip ring.
It's totally like whenever spirits are, for me anyway, it's whenever spirits are here and connecting. And it's so funny because I noticed you doing it and I'm like, yeah,
I did it last time too.
well, did you? Yeah. So see, that could be another tell for you. I mean, you are gifted. You do have that gift. So, but she's just saying like the boldness and the courage with which you speak from a healed perspective, even though you haven't fully processed and healed, is incredible. And it's mind blowing to her. And she said, you have actually brought so much healing and peace to other families. And she's very proud of you and the impact that you've made. And she says, even though this was a horrible way for me to go, and this was a horrible situation, it was something that was life altering, and it was meant to push you into your purpose.
What did I just say? Yeah. This is her sweater.
That's because I was sitting here wondering why she just said, that's mine. I'm like, what's yours? Looking behind you. And then you said,
yeah, no,
she's held her sweater.
I cuddle with her sweaters still.
Do you have a stuffed animal or a pillow or something made of a shirt or something like that? Or
so because of the relationship, because of my dad, we had a lot of off and on contact. And one of the Christmases that we did have, she gifted my son an elephant, a stuffed elephant.
And it's made out of shirts though. Like
no
shirts or something? No.
I wanted to take her sweaters and get stuffed animals made out of them, but so there was a lot of stuff that happened with the estate, and there's family drama there, go figure. Sure. But I only was able to get a couple things of hers, and 2 of her sweaters were 2 of those things. And I was worried that getting them turned into the stuffed animals, like they would be destroyed somehow and I wouldn't have them anymore.
She's telling you to do it. She's literally showing it to me. She's telling you to do it, but she showed me an elephant. So that's why I was like, whenever you said that, well, is it made of it? Because I feel like this is not something that's necessarily done yet. But yeah, so she's saying do it. Like, don't be afraid of it, because then you can cuddle it more. It'll feel different. You can cuddle it more. So don't be afraid of that. But take your time whenever you're ready. She's wanting you to do that, because she's literally showed me it made out of the shirts. So
I miss her. A lot.
Do you have her eyes? Do you look just like her with the eyes? She's talking about your eyes. What is it about
She's my stepmom.
Your eyes? Did she comment about your eyes all the time or something? She's saying something about your eyes. Yeah, she loved your eyes. It's okay. She loved you a lot. She really loved you a lot. She says, you may not have grown in my stomach, but you sure grew in my heart.
She used to tell me that all the time. I miss her voice.
Do you have it on recording anywhere?
No.
Not a voicemail or anything that would still be set up? Nothing?
Nope. No, her phone and like all of that stuff, like my older brother has, and he's a very toxic person, so I've put a lot of space between me and him.
She said that's
so
why.
Yeah.
So that's why. Okay.
Is she okay that I didn't fight for custody of the boys?
What does yellow mean to you? She keeps showing me yellow. She's surrounding you in yellow right now. She's showing me big yellow flowers. She just keeps showing me yellow. Is this about bringing joy back into your life? Yeah. Okay. So do you feel guilty about that? Why do you feel guilty about that? She's asking. She says, you feel guilty. Nobody's putting judgment on you but you.
Yeah. Cause I feel like had I been there that day that I would have been able to stop it.
No. You wouldn't have been able to stop it. You couldn't have stopped anything. This isn't your fault. She says it was going to happen no matter if it happened that morning, that night, the next day. It was going to happen because it was what was supposed to happen. As hard as that is to hear, it's what was supposed to happen.
I keep trying to tell myself that same thing, that regardless of even if it had been stopped that day, it would have happened at some other time.
Yeah.
But I still
There's
struggle
so
with
much
that.
that you didn't know that was going on behind closed doors, that you didn't know, that she was thankful that it was over. She said, he's a completely different person now. He's the person I fell in love with.
He was like, she said he was sober for like 6 months out of the 20 plus years that they were married. She said he was sober for 6 months, and she said that was the man that I fell in love with and wanted him to be. And then,
Left
you
him
know,
at all, trying to make it work, trying to make sure that, you know, she supported him, hoping he would come back. But she says,
yeah.
he's back now. He's back now.
So I can trust him.
Yeah. I don't allow evil spirits to come through and connect with me on that level. And I'm telling you, I didn't feel that. Just like when we connected the other day, I felt complete remorse and breaking and just complete like openness and wholeness. Like it's like he finally faced everything and he finally came face to face with it and healed from it. And now he wants to make things right. And I don't allow, and we've had multiple of these things, and I've never had a person who did it come through and apologize in that way. Never. Usually it's the victims that come through. He's coming through again. He's saying, baby, I'm so sorry. Princess, I'm so sorry. I know it's going to be hard to trust me again, but you can trust me.
Why did he do it?
He said it wasn't me. He said the torment, the voices, all the addictions, everything pushed me over the limit. He says there were so many voices, and he couldn't control it. But you know that happens too when people are tormented, when they go through those things, and whenever they have addictions, it makes it 10 times worse. And seeking help for those kinds of things, especially mental disorders, was not something that was condoned for people in that age range. It wasn't talked about. It was taboo if you were buying self-help books.
Right.
Problem. So he didn't have the help available. And that's why he's so proud of you, because you're stepping in and giving that help to people now.
Trying to break the generational traumas.
You're breaking off those curses. You're not trying. You are a warrior, and you are not only changing things for your family, but you're changing them within the community, within the city, within the state. You've been on national television telling the story.
How do they feel about that?
Mom just says, wow. Your dad's like, he's ashamed. He's like, but you know, the truth is the truth.
Yeah. A lot of growing up was what happens in the family stays in the family.
Yep.
So
and that's the typical toxic mentality. And I get that same way. And I even told my kids that what happens in this house stays in this house. You do not take things outside these doors, even though there was nothing happening. It was just, that's the rules of the land. That's how I was taught, you know. And now I'm like, how toxic was that? Why we had to hide everything, you know? So yeah. Hi Jay, how are you? How are we doing on time over here? I haven't seen anything, but I feel like we've been going for a little while. And Kate just came back in, so I wonder if Kate had our time. I don't know how we're doing. Let's see. Does it say anything on here? I don't know that it does. 5 minutes left. Okay, good. Thank you. I was like, I don't want to like, but I also don't want to cut her short. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left. Do you have questions or anybody else you were hoping would come through that you want to talk to? You actually have, hold up, you have like an aunt. Is it an aunt that passed away or a cousin? It's someone separated. This is on mom's side.
Not an aunt or a cousin.
Not an aunt or a cousin. It's a female energy that's coming through.
My grandma just passed away last month.
Okay, but were you guys, was the relationship dynamic a little different because of where you were with custody wise? Is that why it's coming through different? Were you removed from the home at some point?
No.
No? Okay, I'm not understanding why I'm getting it coming through with the aunt cousin. Okay, what's grandma's name?
Angela.
She's trying to show me the connection here and I'm not catching it. So give me just a second. Okay. Do you have an aunt and a cousin still living that's connected to mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the three of y'all that are still kind of tight?
I'm not really like super close to any of my family.
Okay, but y'all are the ones that are still talking, not the other side, not the brother, everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
She's showing me the ones that are remaining is what she's doing. Okay. Okay, what's the deal with the head? Does she have a lot of problems with migraines, or how did she pass? Was it something of the brain and the heart?
My grandma, she passed away at home. She was on dialysis for her kidneys and it wasn't working, and she just said, I'm done, and went off dialysis. She passed at home.
Brain and heart. She had to come. Okay. She had to come to a peace within herself to say that she was ready to go. Because I feel like such somberness, and then she's saying a head and heart connection. So now I understand head and heart connection. She had to be at peace with that. She wasn't ready for that, but she had to make peace with that. And so she just made peace with that. And then it happened pretty quickly after she made peace with it. Okay.
Yeah.
She's still not happy that she's gone. She's still not happy about that. She's like, I still feel like I had so much life to live and so much more to give. And I feel like I got robbed. Yeah, she's not too happy about it. Were you there like a couple of days before she passed? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't there when she passed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She said she came to see me a couple of days before. And she said, that's when I knew it was okay to go. Because that was her goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
She knew.
I told her if she saw mom to go with mom.
She said, mom met me. She said, mom met me with flowers. Flowers. Oh. Yeah, she's still trying. She made peace with the fact that she knew she had to go. It wasn't working and she had to give up, but she felt like she had more fight in her, but that she had to just peace with it, 1 minute left.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm not gonna be like this forever. I'm just still a little upset. I wasn't ready to leave yet.
That's totally her. Yeah.
Normally they're like, I'm happy, I'm free. She's just like, I just wasn't really ready for this yet. But she says, don't worry about her. She's content. She's at peace. She said, I don't hurt anymore. I don't have to be in no bed anymore. Like, I get to walk around. I get to explore. I get to do things. Like, don't worry about me. I'm happy. I'm at peace. And I'm going to get over it. But I just miss being there.
Yeah. Well, she's welcome to pop in on me anytime.
She will. You know, she will. She's like, give me some time with that. She's still processing.
Yeah.
She's give me some time with that. But you know that you have the ability to connect anytime you want to. So, man,
I'll be working on that.
tune into that a little more. Tune into that a little more. I do feel like a much more peaceful, like atmosphere around your home, around you right now. So whatever you did, you say you did sage to the house. Is that what you had said earlier? You did sage?
No,
No,
no, I still have to, but
Oh,
I feel
you
more at
mean-
peace after our last, like our first session,
It's like
just
you
coming to
take
terms with
ownership.
some things and just,
Shifted. Yeah.
yeah,
I feel that shift. So you're doing good because your energy feels different today than it did the other day. Obviously, much more intense and shocking conversation when we first connected, but
yes.
but since then, even as we went through that conversation, then as we closed it out, like you had a transition, and then coming into just seeing you immediately tonight, the countenance on your face is different, and
Yeah.
for someone who got such shocking information in their last reading to come 2 or 3 days later and be in this mindset is phenomenal. It speaks to your healing powers and your abilities. So just realize that how massively you are healing and how intent you are on your growth when you start to implement that on deeper levels and start to process through those things and start to share on these platforms that you've been gifted. You're going to change the world. So get ready.
Yeah.
Like, get ready.
What did I say the other night? I tried to make the joke. I have terrible coping mechanisms, and humor is one of them. It's trauma-based humor, but I was like, I'm gonna rule the world. So so I don't know. We'll see.
You got some big plans, so I'm excited for you. Thank you for being here. And I just realized that the recording did not record the other day because I checked it here. We tried to do it on Discord and it didn't work. Never mind. I was like, that didn't work, but I did record this one. So I remembered after I turned you over there. So I did it over there. So if you want it, I can send it to you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, have a good night. Thank you.
You too. I'll be back on TikTok.
Okay.
So
I'll in the comments. All right. Bye-bye.